Good morning, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here, and I was asked to highlight the faction rules for the weapons, the weekly weapons in Original Destiny. Now, this is the first time I've ever done this, so please give me suggestions, advice, what you want me to do, what you want to see, what you don't want to see. I am going in blind. Honestly, I have so many weapons in my vault at the moment that I'm really not buying weapons from my faction people. On top of that, I get a lot of them in my faction packages, and I'm a member of Future War Cult. Now, why I'm a member of Future War Cult, it's primarily because in order for me to get the No Time to Explain exotic weapon, I need to be a member of Future War Cult, and I'm waiting for somebody to help me with Vault of Glass so I can get it, and I need to be a member of Future War Cult. Oh, Arak Jalal. Anyway, so that's why I figured I should start with Future War Cult. Plus, I think I have a rough pattern on how I'm going to go through the tower. I also am hoping this will be an opportunity for me to better learn about God roles in the game. Honestly, I just pick up a gun and I just start shooting it. And, I mean, I have some rough idea of stuff I like. For example, Firefly. I have this beast of a hand cannon in Destiny 2 that I love, that just basically, I added a mod that, like, chains arc everywhere and is awesome. And it's not, excuse me, Risk Runner, but it's one of my favorites, and it's just a hand cannon. So on top of that, sometimes, you know, if I only have like 2 or 3 raid weapons, you know, anyway, this is Future War Cult, and they have, I was told the guns. So we have the Whale, which is the hand cannon, and True Sight. So light with good recoil control, strong target acquisition. I mean, with a hand cannon, I guess recoil control is something you would want. Let's see what the recoil, I would suspect you would want with stability with a hand cannon, because it probably has some, you know, you're trying to get headshots. But honestly, no. I think recoil control, wouldn't you want that more in something like an auto rifle or a SMG more than a hand cannon? Then you have Fast Draw IS, standard sight, a lightweight design, good for recoil control. So I guess this weapon is going big on the whole recoil thing. Though that really doesn't make much of a difference. If you can see, it's hard to see. Then you have Quick Draw, agile sight, lightning, fast handling. I don't know. I think I would go with Quick Draw. It decreases the stability slightly, but it seems to have a decent amount of stability and increases reload. And if there's one thing that drives me nuts about hand cannons, it's the slow reload, which is why I love Ace of Spades. Then you have explosive rounds. I love explosive rounds. Volatile payload explodes on impact, dealing a portion of the weapon's damage in an area. Yes, I like it, that Firefly explosive rounds. Now, I'm told it's not very good to use with precision kills if your goal is to, because you will do damage to the guys around you. I find one of the advantages, though, about explosive rounds is if you're dealing with enemies that require multiple shots to kill with a headshot, then when you get one with the explosive rounds, the others get some damage, so then you can headshot them. I can't right now. Next, you have Snapshot. Aiming this weapon is incredibly fast. I would go for explosive rounds, but that's just because I like explosive rounds. Yeah, I have a very... Look, I like to do as much damage as possible. Okay? Cool. Glad we see eye to eye on this. Perfect balance. This weapon has extremely low recoil. So you know what? If I were using this, I would go with Quick Draw, explosive rounds, maybe perfect, but a relentless tracker. Kills with this weapon grant enhanced motion tracker resolution for a short time. I would go with perfect balance. And then finally, I have Reactive Reload. Reloading this weapon after a kill grants damage bonus for a short time. So then, Reactive Reload. So that's me. I would go, let me know what you think. Next, we have the Waltz, which is a pulse rifle. Reflex. Slightly improved optics, improved aim assist. I hate aim assist. Man, that has like no impact at all. That must have a 30 magazine. Yeah, high rate of fire, low. Snapshot. Is Sure Shot IS. Snapshot sight, excellent handing, superb target acquisition. I can't right now. I get it, but I can't. Then finally have OEG. Slightly improved optics, improved handling. I'm not sure. Let me know. I think I think I would go with Sure Shot, simply because the excellent handling you probably want. Well, no, this has decent handling already. I think, but that's the only one that adds, Sure Shot. High caliber rounds, oversized rounds built to stagger targets and leave them reeling. Their mass makes a weapon harder to handle. But by how much? I mean, from what I could tell, it really doesn't decrease the, from what I've seen, yeah. Now, I would go with high caliber rounds. Aiming this weapon is incredibly fast. I think I would go with the high caliber rounds over Snapshot. Then you have perfect balance. This weapon has extremely low recoil, but this has pretty high stability as it is. And Eye of the Storm. This weapon becomes more accurate as your health gets lower. Let me know what you know what? I might go with perfect balance more than Eye of the Storm. And finally, Rangefinder. Aiming this weapon increases its effective range. Well, you're stuck with that anyway. You have no choice. Next, you have the fusion rifle, the Waiting. So it has reflex, improved aim assist. Just the word aim assist makes me cringe. Ugh. Red dot, improved handling, and then improved handling. So honestly, I would just pick one randomly here. Then you have enhanced battery, increases the magazine size, versus quick draw. This weapon can be drawn unbelievably fast. So it has 5, and he increases it to 5. I'd probably go with quick draw then. And then you have Hammered Forge, improved range and accuracy over performance bonus. Kills with this weapon have the chance to grant bonus reserve ammo. I don't know. I think I would go with improved range and accuracy, Hammer Forged. And finally, Eye of the Storm. This weapon becomes more accurate as your health gets lower. I hate that because I don't want my health to get lower. But Hammer Forged, Eye of the Storm, Quick Draw, and probably Red Dot. Yeah, let me know. So that's the Waiting. Then you have the Wounded, the Scout Rifle, the Wounded. You have Red Dot Aura, slightly improved optics, improved handling. And then you have Ranged Lens, precision scope, superb effective range, heavy with poor recoil control. Now this just... OEG, slightly improved optics, improved handling. I might go with either the top, the Red Dot, or the OEG. Armor-piercing rounds. These iridium core rounds overpenetrate target, but their mass slows down weapon handling versus this weapon. You know what? Quick draw, I would still go with armor-piercing rounds. If it makes that much of it, I would, because I would be using a scout rifle when I want a heavy-hitting weapon. So I would go with armor-piercing rounds. Hammer Force, improved range and accuracy, or Triple Tap. Rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine. Probably, I mean, the range difference is pretty big. I think I would consider where I'm using it. So if I know I'm heading into a mission with a lot of potential headshots, I would go with Triple Tap. If I'm going to be using this for like a alternative to a sniper rifle, I might go with Hammer Forged. Because sometimes I use a scout rifle instead of a sniper rifle. I usually in Destiny 2. Destiny 2 I never use a sniper rifle because I just use scout rifles because you get more ammo. And then you have Firefly. Precision kills with this weapon cause the target to explode. I love Firefly. Look, I told you, my goal with my weapons is to do as much damage as possible. Next we have the Sidearm, the Wormwood. I was using sidearms before they became like the meta in the Crucible, because to me a sidearm was like a miniature kind of like a scout rifle. I don't know. I used scout rifles a lot more in Destiny than Destiny 2. Destiny 2 I used more auto rifles and pulse rifles, SMGs, but in original Destiny I used a lot of scout rifles. You have True Sight, Flexible Sight, Light with Recoil Control, Standard Target Acquisition, Sure Shot, Snapshot Sight, Excellent Handling, Superb Target Acquisition, and Quick Draw. Honestly, I don't know. I might go with the quick... This one is the first category is the one I have a lot of difficulty with. I just look at it and see which one adds more green to the statistics. Armor-piercing rounds or snapshot? I might go with the armor-piercing rounds. I don't know. Snapshot to me, tell me in the comments if snapshot really makes a difference. I don't know. I feel like snapshot and the other one about, you know, that wouldn't make that much of a difference. Then you have fitted stock versus Zen movement. I would go with fitted stock. Causing because this one requires you to cause damage to increase the stability versus already having increased stability. I would go with fitted stock. And then hidden hand, which you are stuck with. Then finally, rocket launcher. Awesome. The warpath, because rocket launcher. Aggressive launch, more predictable recoil, enhanced blast radius, reduced velocity and more recoil versus increased recoil. Ooh, but that really increases. I think I would go with soft launch. Or even better, you know, I'd go with soft launch. Counter mass. Now I would go soft launch. Increased field scout versus, I would go with field scout. Increases carried ammo capacity. Definitely would go with field scout. Then you have javelin versus, I would go with tripod. The more rockets, the better. And finally, cluster bombs, because cluster bombs are just awesome. So that's Future War Cult. Let me know what you think of my attempts at trying to figure out what I would go with. Then we have Arak Jalal and Dead Orbit, which I'm not a member of, but I think I can still see the weapons for him. Now, my biggest disappointment is I never got hung jury. Because I didn't know about it. I was playing Destiny at the time, but I didn't really look into learning how to play Destiny until after Rise of Iron came out, and by then, hung jury was no longer available. So Arak Jalal, just no words, man. No words. Rank 28. No words, Arak Jalal. He looks like I am not Starfire's dad. Anyway, Extremophile 011, which is reflex versus sure shot versus OEG. I would go with sure shot since that's the only one that's giving green. Let me know. Then we have high caliber rounds over lightweight. I like lightweight. I know high caliber rounds seems pretty cool, especially with an auto rifle. So I would probably, I mean, I like the high caliber rounds, but I also really like lightweight. Let's see what else. You have hammer forged. Yeah, hammer forged over spray and play. My mag is almost never empty, so I would go with hammer forged. You can see the increase in range. And then finally, counterbalance. So I would go counterbalance, hammer forged, lightweight. Let me know. It's going to be a long video, I just realized. Then we have Keystone 1, which is a scout rifle. MD reflex versus ranged lens versus OEG rifle scout. I think I would go with the rifle scout. Basically, based on this, I mean, the thing is, it is a scout rifle, so stability isn't that big a deal. Then you have explosive rounds, which I like, and lightweight. That's going to be a toss-up. I probably would go with the explosive rounds versus lightweight. Then you have hammer forged versus triple tap. Now I'm going to go with triple tap. Why not? Let's go with triple tap. And finally, Firefly. So we have Firefly, so then I'll go with lightweight. There's no need for explosive rounds with Firefly, since I'll probably be getting primarily precision kills anyway. So I would go with lightweight, triple tap, and Firefly. I'm not joining. I can't join. Then we got the Fusion Rifle Worlds to Come 01. 001. All of his guns have numbers. This looks pretty cool, though. Yeah, you have mid reflex, red dot, and OEG. I don't know. This one category is the one that I have difficulty with. So people, school me. School me. I want to get better, and the only way you're going to get me to help me to improve is if you school me on this section. MD reflex, red dot, Aura 2, and OEG. Honestly, like I said, I go based on what adds to the stats. But let me know in the comments. Then you have Enhanced Battery, increases the magazine size versus lightweight. I would go with lightweight. I just like lightweight. Then you have Hammer Forged versus Spray and Play. Let me know, is Spray and Play... the thing is, again, with my weapons, the magazine, even with something with only like 5 shots, the moment I get down to it, I will definitely reload. So is Spray and Play worth it? If it increases the reload speed when the mag is empty, does it make a difference? Do you notice it? Versus Hammer Forged. I personally would go with Hammer Forged. I mean, you can see the difference with the range. And finally, Hidden Hand. This weapon gains better target acquisition. So I would go with Hammer Forged and lightweight. Let me know. And this one, I don't know. So that's the fusion rifle for Dead Orbit. Then you have the Last Ditch Shotgun, which looks pretty cool. You got linear compensator, more predictable recoil versus field choke, more range and impact versus... Yeah, I think I would go with soft ballistics because you could see the huge difference with the stability, and this is a shotgun, so stability would probably be an issue. So in this case, I would go with soft ballistics, but I'm only going based on the fact that it really changes the stats. Then you have hand-loaded. This weapon is effective at an extended range versus quick draw. Does quick draw make a difference? This weapon can be drawn unbelievably fast. I would go with hand-loaded, though, because you can see the difference in the range. It's hard to see right now because that thing is there, but yeah, it's noticeable. Then you have improved range and accuracy. So adding these two would probably... Short period of 25% bonus melee damage after landing a hit with this weapon. I don't know. What do you think? I would go with Hammer Forged so that I could have the extended range plus even more extended range. But this seems kind of cool. Let me know. Then you have rangefinder. I mean, this one. So basically, all 3 of these would like mega increase the range of this shotgun. So I probably would go with all 3 and just turn this into a ranged shotgun. Let me know in the comments. That's me. Let me know if I'm wrong. Next, you have the sniper rifle Bitter Edge. I do not like those low impact sniper rifles. I was once doing a strike and I was like, why isn't my sniper rifle? And then it's because I didn't look at the stats. I automatically assumed because it was a sniper rifle, it would have a heavy impact, and it did not. So I'm not a big fan of the sniper rifles that do not have a heavy impact. So this would not be on my choice of things to pick up. Wildhawk SLS 20, improved optics, decreased handling, improved range, slightly decreased stability. I mean, there's a decent stability. Then you have Ambush. No. I see the reloaded stability increasing, but I would want a longer range on a sniper rifle. I think even with it already has a decent stability, I can handle that stability with a sniper rifle. I would go with I would not go with that. I would go with this over that. Or yeah, I wouldn't go with this either. Taxis. I would keep it at Wild Hawk. Let me know. Then you have skip rounds. Ceramic jacketed rounds ricochet on hard surfaces. Their extremely density lets you carry more rounds in reserve. Added mass slows down weapon handling. So while I like the fact that it lets you carry more rounds, I might go with Snapshot. Because to be honest, ricocheting sniper rifle bullets to me seems pointless. Again, let me know in the comments. For me, skip rounds, ceramic jacketed rounds ricochet on hard surfaces. I don't know, that just, for me, when I'm using a sniper rifle, I'm using it to just, you know, pop off headshots from a distance. You know, kill that enemy that's really far off and hard to see. Let me know in the comments below. I personally would go with Snapshot. Perfect balance. This weapon has extremely low recoil versus life support. I don't know. Kills with this weapon while critically wounded have a chance to start regenerating health. The thing is, the balance on this thing is pretty high already, but this just doesn't strike me. Generally, you're not using this sniper. I don't know. The thing is, I don't use sniper rifles a lot. Let me know in the comments. What would you choose? I think I would probably end up going with perfect balance and Snapshot. And then finally, Firefly. So yeah, Firefly, perfect balance, and Snapshot. Let me know in the comments down below. That's the sniper rifle, Bitter Edge. And finally, Unto Dust. He seems to like to put numbers in his weapons. Confined launch, reduced recoil, significant penalty to velocity. Then we have soft launch and hard launch. I might go with soft launch. Let me know. Then you have flared magwell, reload this weapon even faster, versus aiming this weapon is incredibly fast. I think I would go with flared magwell because rocket launchers are ridiculously slow to reload, and it's not Destiny 2 where you can do the evade and get your reload. Then you have heavy payload, increased warhead payload, you don't have a choice, and tracking. So you have tracking. Stability isn't that big a deal. I would go with something that gives you a lot of velocity. So I would go with soft launch, flared magwell, heavy payload, and tracking. That's me. So that's Dead Orbit. Next, I think you can get weapons from here, or if I'm wrong, the Vanguard Quartermaster. Because I think this is where I bought my what is it called? This one. Not like the other scout rifle. This was the first legendary weapon I bought. And a scout rifle. First legendary scout rifle I bought. And first weapon I bought. I had gotten, I think, a couple legendary weapons before, but not scout rifles, and I wanted a scout rifle. I like this. I know it's not a great one, but I like this. So then we got a Vanguard Weapons, the Continental, which is an auto rifle with MD reflex versus quick draw versus OEG rifle scope. As an auto rifle, I don't know. I think I would go with the range. Just try to increase some more of that range because it's an auto rifle. So I would go with increasing the range. Then you have Rodeo, reduces the severity, versus kills with this weapon, reduce the cooldown of your grenade. I think I would go with Rodeo because it probably has a pretty high, Well, no, it's not that bad. I might go then with Grenadier. Yeah, I might go with Grenadier over Rodeo. Let me know what you think. Then Braced Frame. No, I wouldn't go with Braced Frame. But you have a slow reload. Probably Braced Frame. I don't want to increase this reload. Probably Braced Frame. And then Third Eye. Radar stays active. So Third Eye, Braced Frame, Grenadier, and Quick Draw. No, not Quick Draw. OEG Rifle Scope, Grenadier, Braced Frame, Third Eye. Let me know in the comments. That's the Continental. Then we have Angel's Advocate. They don't carry so you have MD Reflex versus Ranged Lens versus OEG. I think I would go with, it's a scout rifle. Maybe Ranged Lens, since it's the only I see that makes any difference. Next, you have Eye of the Storm versus Who's Next. The thing is, the problem is, while this sounds good, a kill with the final round in the magazine increases reload speed. I usually don't reach the final round in my magazine. But I'm not a fan of Eye of the Storm. I might do Who's Next and keep in mind that I should wait. But the thing is, your habit is to reload. I'll reload the moment I get a pause. Even if I have 10 if I only spend like 4 shots, I will still, if I get a pause where there's no enemies coming at me, I will reload just to be ready. So Who's Next, while it looks like it's decent, I would probably end up with Eye of the Storm. Hand-laid stock versus high caliber round. I would go with high caliber round. Oversized rounds built to stagger targets and leave them reeling. I mean, I really don't need that much increase in stability. Plus, it decreases the range, and I don't want to do that. So I think I would go with high caliber rounds. And then we have Return to Sender to grant bonus ammo to the magazine. Return to Sender is automatic, high caliber rounds, and Eye of the Storm. Let me know what you think. Then we have the hand cannon, How Dare You? So we have True Sight versus True sight does flexible sight, light with good recoil control. I don't know, that sounds nice. I think snapshot sight, excellent handling, superb sure shot versus quick draw. I think I would go with sure shot. I don't, like I said, this area I'm not too sure. Let me know. Like I said, school me on that. Mulligan, missing a shot has a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine versus improved accuracy while airborne. I think I would go with Mulligan. That missing a shot has a chance to return ammo, especially with a hand cannon, which is a pain in the butt to reload. I would go with Mulligan. Let me know. Hammer Forged versus... I'm going with Hammer Forged. The range increase is significant over high caliber rounds. Yeah, I would go with Hammer Forged. And finally, aiming this weapon, yeah, rangefinder. So that would definitely increase even more range. So that Mulligan. So I would go with rangefinder, Hammer Forged, and Mulligan, and sure shot. But I'm not too sure about the sure shot. Let's see, sure shot. Then we have the Asterisk fusion rifle. So you have mid reflex versus red dot ORA versus OEG. I don't know. Improved handling, and they all improve handling. So they're all basically the same. I don't see much. Let me know which one is better for that. Unflinching, easier to aim under fire versus life support. I'd go with unflinching. I'd go with unflinching. Then you have small bore, increased range and stability. Slower reload, reduced magazine size. Versus aiming this weapon. I would go with small bore. Let me know if you would go with snapshot and tell me why. So I guess I see this as an opportunity to help me improve my knowledge on weapon rolls. So small bore. And then so I think I would go with small bore over snapshot. And then you have hot swap. Reducing this weapon grants a brief period of readying this weapon grants a brief period of bonus accuracy. I don't know. Let me know. What do you think of hot swap? I mean, it's not like you have a choice in this one, but you're stuck with hot swap. But I would go with, obviously, hot swap, small bore, and unflinching. And randomly one of these three. Let me know in the comments. That was the Asterisk. Then we have the Teacup Tempest. Sidearm. You have a steady hand versus fast draw versus quick draw. I think I would go with fast draw. Standard sight, lightweight design, good for recoil control. So you pull fast draw it. That sounds like a good one. Let me know. Then you have Zen Moment, increases its stability over melee kills automatically. I think I would go with Cascade. Melee kills automatically reload a portion of this weapon's magazine. I think I would go with Cascade. And then you have fitted stock versus high caliber rounds. I would go with the high caliber rounds over the fitted stock. So I would go with Cascade, high caliber rounds, and then you have hidden hand. So increased. See, you don't need this end because you have it here, more or less. I would go with hidden. I mean, you have to go with hidden hand, high caliber round, and Cascade, and fast draw. Let me know in the comments. So that's the sidearm. Then we have Occam's Razor Shotgun. You have linear compensator versus accurized ballistics versus aggressive ballistics. I think I would go with more range and impact. Slight boost. I think I would go with accurized ballistics. It's like more range and impact versus, more predictable recoil, but range. It sounds like this has more range than that. Let me know. Then you have performance bonus. Kills with this weapon have a chance to versus kills with. I think I would go with performance bonus. Bonus reserve ammo. I think I would go with performance bonus. Let me know. Then you have Hammer Forged versus lightweight. I would go with Hammer Forged. Definitely Hammer Forged. I would go performance bonus, Hammer Forged, and then you have final round. And have to remember to make sure to wait to the final round. But Hammer Forged and performance bonus, definitely. Let me know. Occam's Razor. Then we have another low impact sniper rifle. 7th Sense. Hawkeye versus shotgun short range scope. Quick aim with good range versus. I would go with Eagle Eye. Because I know also increasing the range increases the impact slightly. I think I read that. I think I remember hearing that if the range, because you're hitting, requires more force to go farther away. So if you're hitting closer enemies with an increased ranged weapon, it does more damage. Let me know in the comments. I thought I remember hearing that, which is why sometimes I would increase the range if I had the choice, because it would do more damage. Let me know in the comments. Grenadier reduces the cooldown of your grenade versus... I might go with Perfectionist. Magazine is refunded if all shots fired are precision kills. How many shots? 4. Oh, I think I can get 4 precision kills with a sniper rifle. Yeah, I do. You know what? I would go with Perfectionist. Because I could probably do it. I mean, it depends on where I'm using it. But I think I would go with Perfectionist. I mean, does it matter if you pause between shots? But I think I might go with that. Then you have skip rounds, which we already discussed in the previous. To me, that seems so wasted. Ceramic jacket. Why do you need ricochet sniper rounds? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Versus snapshot. Honestly, I might go with skip rounds because it just sounds like fun. But snapshot seems like the smarter choice. Let me know. I might go with just... And then finally, unflinching. It's easier to aim under fire using this weapon. I might go with the skip rounds just because at least one weapon to have skip rounds on just to try it out and see what happens. 7th Sense. Then we have the Bone Crusher machine gun. More range and impact versus linear compensator versus soft ballistics. I might go with soft ballistics. The stability increase is noticeable. And this is a machine gun. I might go with soft ballistics. What do you think? Then we have Feeding Frenzy over crouching. I would go with Feeding Frenzy. Kills with this weapon increased reload speed for a short time. Yeah, I think I would go with Feeding Frenzy over Take a Knee. Because I rarely crouch while using a machine gun. I would have to constantly be reminding myself to crouch while using this. Then you have Perfect Balance and Quick Draw. I would probably, depending on how this affects it, I might go with Perfect Balance. Quick Draw, let me know if it's any good. But I feel like Perfect Balance seems the better option. Especially with, again, a machine gun. And finally, Crowd Control. Kills with this... I like. Crowd Control, Perfect Balance, Feeding Frenzy. Possibly Quick Draw. Definitely Feeding Frenzy. Let me know in the comments. And finally, the rocket launcher is disassembly required. I like that name. Aggressive launch versus soft launch versus hard launch. I think I would go with soft launch. Then we have Spray and Play, increases the reload speed of this weapon when it's empty. This might work with a rocket launcher. You know what? This is the one time when it's a weapon that I don't always automatically reload. Sometimes I do, but sometimes when I'm like shooting multiple rockets, I will end up waiting. So handles and reloads faster when the wielder is the last. Yeah, if you're not in a fire team, that's useless. I would go with Spray and Play. Not just because last resort. This I could see actually being beneficial. Because there are times where I do need to reload. Where, like, I actually use my entire magazine. So Spray and Play, Snapshot versus Field... I would go with Field Scout. And finally, Cluster Bomb. So Cluster Bombs, Field Scout versus... And Spray and Play. With a soft launch. Let me know. So that's the rocket launcher for the Vanguard Quartermaster. I believe there are weapons with either Shax or his droid. I think it's his droid. So we go through airport, ship security. This is going to be a very long video. So let me know what I'm missing, what I should... Oh wait, I think Banshee has weapons too. Let me check. I'm not sure. No, this is just my subclass, and these are the field tested weapons. I have some tricks for these. I will be making more videos starting next week on Wednesdays. Starting tomorrow, I will do field test weapon tricks. So not your basic ones, just tricks on some of them. And you got, yeah, Dingle Bell. He doesn't have any weapons. He has just armor and the usual swords. Then you have, okay, Crucible Quartermasters, the one with the weapons. He's got a lot of weapons. 0-Day Dilemma, auto rifle, MD reflex, steady hand. I would go probably with steady hand. OG rifle scope. I would debate these two. Probably steady hand, simply because it increases reload and stability, but I like the increased range. Let me see what we get. We get Battle Runner, increased Bridger's top speed. I probably would go with Eye of the Storm. I don't like Eye of the Storm, but I would go with Eye of the Storm. Then you have Perfect Balance. So if you have Perfect Balance, then I would go with OG Rifle Scope versus... Nah, I would go with Perfect Balance, Eye of the Storm, and Rifle Scope. And then finally Third Eye. So Third Eye, Perfect Balance, Eye of the Storm, Rifle Scope. Let me know. Would you do anything else? You have Battle Runner and Appended Magazine for the auto rifle. Next you have the B29 Party Favor. I like that name. Pulse Rifle, MD Reflex, Quick Draw, and OEG. Probably Quick Draw. Except this is the one area, this section I'm not so sure on. Outlaw, precision kills with this weapon dramatically increased reload speed versus after an assist. The thing is, that would mean then that you primarily need to use this with a fire team, partial refund. So I would, since I primarily solo stuff, I would have to go with Outlaw. Precision kills with this weapon dramatically increase reload speed. So I would have to go with Outlaw, simply because partial refund really, unless you're not with your fire team, it's not going to be worth anything. Braced frame versus feather mag, reduced reload, faster reload, reduced magazine versus increased stability, reduced magazine size. They both reduce it. Do I want faster reload? Since I have Outlaw, I would go with braced frame. And finally, glass half full. So glass half full, braced frame over feather mag, Outlaw, and probably quick draw. No, wait, not quick. Yeah, quick draw. Next, we have the Scout Rifle, the Hero Formula, MD Reflex, Ranged Lens, and OEG. Like I said, I might go with, I would go with Ranged Lens. Add more range to the Scout Rifle. Precision Scope, superb effective range. Heavy with poor recoil control. Let's see what we have. Life Support. I would go with Life Support over improved accuracy while airborne. I mean, unless you're a Warlock or a Titan, using a Scout Rifle while in the air as a hunter, I would go with Life Support. Braced frame, increased stability, reduced magazine size versus I would go with high caliber rounds. That's me. High caliber rounds. And return to sender. So return to sender, high caliber rounds, Life Support, and ranged lens. That's what I would go with. Then we have the Palindrome, which I remember was a big deal hand cannon that you could get some really good rolls with. I remember when people were like, you have to get the Palindrome this week. It is a god roll. So steady hand, sure shot versus quick draw. I think I would go with sure shot. Then you have Relentless Tracker, Enhanced Motion Tracker versus Rescue Mag. I would go with Rescue Mag. Grant Enhanced Motion Tracker, especially if you have something like this. So I would go with Rescue Mag. Then you have Reinforced Barrel. Or I'm going with explosive rounds all the way. I don't care. If you tell me reinforced barrel is better, I'm going with the explosive rounds. I'm sorry. I know it increases the range, and I'm sure people are like, what are you talking about, you lunatic? Reinforced barrel. Look at that increase in range. But we're talking about explosive rounds. Just come on. Explosive rounds. And then you have luck in the chamber, run random bullet in the magazine. I don't care for luck in the chamber. I know a lot of people love luck in the chamber, but I am not a fan of luck in the... 1 random bullet out of 9. That's like less than... That's slightly more than a 10% chance that you're going to get 1 bullet with bonus damage. Slightly more than 10%. Not a fan of luck in the chamber. I hate luck in the chamber. So randomly, by luck, all of a sudden, 1 bullet you shoot is going to have more damage. So while I admit reinforced barrel is probably the better option, explosive rounds. That's the Palindrome. Each new day fusion rifle. We've got MD Reflex, Red Dot ORA, and OEG. Improved handling, and improved handling. Let me know which one of the improved handlings is the better improved handling. The cat's tail is flicking. Then we got Battle Runner, boost to top speed. I'm gonna go with Replenish. I don't know though. You pop your super every... I don't know. Battle Runner. You know what? Battle Runner. Why the hell not? Then we got Handlaid Stock versus Snapshot. I don't want to lose that range. I'm going to go with Snapshot. I mean, look at that range loss. I'm going to go with Snapshot. Then we got a Rangefinder. So both of these will boost the range. And then Battle Runner, Snapshot, and Rangefinder. Let me know. And then one of these will increase the handling. Let me know. That's the each new day fusion rifle. So then we got the 44 curtain call shotgun, which goes with smart drift control, CGQ ballistics, and aggressive ballistics. I'm going to go with smart drift control because predictable and controllable recoil seems like a smart move with the shotgun. Let me know in the comments. So then we have Cascade, melee kills automatically reload, versus Army of 1. Quick unassisted kills with this weapon reduce grenade and melee cooldown. Both are tempting. Both are tempting. But I think I'm going to go with Army of 1. Yeah, I'm going to go with Army of 1. I like it, because I like the sound of it. Army of 1. Quick, unassisted kills with this weapon. Reduce grenade and melee cooldown. So you could just picture a guy and be like... And then being like, grenades and melee cooldown reduced. So I think I'm going to go with Army of 1. Rifled barrel versus flared magwell. I'm going with the increased range. Rifled barrel. Let me know in the comments. Flared magwell, rifled barrel. I'm going with rifled barrel. Rangefinder, rifled barrel, and Army of 1. What do you think? Let me know if there's any god rolls, because that's just me going on guessing which I think are good. So then we have... Wait, is that... Yeah. Anton's Rule the Sidearm, which reminds me of Metro Exodus. Just because. True Sight versus Fast Draw versus Quick Draw. Lightning Fast Handling versus Standard Sight, lightweight design, good for recoil control. I think... I don't know. I'm going to randomly pick one of the two. Let me know. Which one would you use of these three? Because it has a pretty high rate of fire, but it has a decent stability and such a low impact. So I'd want something that gives you more damage. That tail. Just the tail. Relentless Tracker versus Crowd Control. I'd go with Crowd Control. This thing has like no impact at all. I would definitely go with Crowd Control. Then we have Hand Loaded versus Increased Magazine Size, Reduced Stability. Depending on the size of the increased magazine, if it isn't a decent increase, I would go with Hand Loaded simply because of the increase in range. But it depends on the increase of the magazine, which from what I could tell, it isn't very good. I would probably go with Hand Loaded, but Hand Loaded, Crowd Control, and Rangefinder. Let me know. But I feel like Hand Loaded is probably the better option over Casket Mag. However, this thing's got a lot of stability. That's the thing. So it's like I can sacrifice the stability for the magazine. But if it actually does increase the magazine, because I've noticed some of these mods will say increased magazine size, and they don't increase the magazine size. So I would test it out, see what the magazine size becomes. And if it's not worth it, I would go with hand-loaded. Like I said, decor-ments. So then we have a sniper rifle, Event Horizon. Now this is a nice one. This one is a high impact, low rate of fire sniper rifle. This is something I would use. We got Wild Hawk versus View Tag versus... I think I would go with Taxis. I like the higher stability, the faster reload, slightly decreased range, but it isn't that bad. It is a high impact weapon, so I'd probably go with Taxis, let me know, over View Tac and Wild Hawk. Then we have Triple Tap. Rapidly landing precision hits will return one to the magazine versus Mulligan. I think I would go with Mulligan. Because you basically have to shoot the entire magazine and not miss a single shot. I mean, maybe Triple Tap. I could probably do that. Let me know. I think we'll return one. What do I feel confident in myself of being capable of doing? Triple Tap. I probably could do the Triple Tap. Then we have armor-piercing rounds versus casket mag. No, I would go with the armor-piercing rounds. The decrease in stability is... This isn't a stable sniper rifle as it is. I would go with armor-piercing rounds. And finally, Firefly. So I would go with Firefly because you have to do Firefly, armor-piercing rounds, Triple Tap, and I will see how I do with Triple Tap. If it's effective, I would keep it. Otherwise, I might go to Mulligan. But these two are interchangeable for me. And, I decided to go with the Taxis. What do you think? That's Event Horizon. Then we have Chaotic Neutral Machine Gun. Accurized Ballistics. Smooth Ballistics. Soft Ballistics. I don't know. I think I would go with Smooth Ballistics. Increased range, increased recoil, but... I don't know, this one seems to be decreasing the recoil, increasing stability. Increased recoil, boost to range. Yeah, I think I would still go with this. Then we have Unflinching, it's easier to aim under fire versus hip fire. I'm going to go with Unflinching. I don't fire from the hip very often in Destiny. Warframe is different. Warframe, I fire from the hip all the time. Destiny, I need to do more firing from the hip. I tend to not fire from the hip. I don't know, it's just something about the feel of Destiny where it's like I need to aim down sights. Whereas with Warframe, originally I had to aim down sights, but I forced myself, and now I found the game moves faster if you don't aim down sights. So I would probably go with Unflinching. Small bore, increased range and stability, slower reload, reduced magazine size versus... I think I would go with small bore over rifled barrel. They both... This one has a better increase in range and stability and lower reload, whereas this one has a much higher drop of reload. And yeah, I think I would go with small bore. And rangefinder. So rangefinder, small bore, Unflinching. Comment. Chaotic neutral. And finally, the rocket launcher, something wicked. So we got confined launch, smart drift control, and hard launch. I might go with smart drift control. Then we have vacuum versus army of one. You know what? Army of one. I would go with army of one. Quick unassisted kills versus increase the pickup radius of ammo drops. That doesn't, I mean, I like it, but I think I would go with army of one. Then we have perfect balance versus heavy payload. I think I would go with heavy payload because I'm going with smart drift control, army of one, heavy payload, and then tripod. Yeah, tripod, heavy payload, army of one. Smart drift control. Because I like tripod. Cool, let me know. So those are the Crucible Quartermaster weapons. I don't believe the Vanguard have any weapons. Yeah, they have armor, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost like 100% sure. She doesn't have weapons because she's not cool. She's just creepy. Alright, she is kind of cool. But she doesn't carry weapons. The last place I believe to go is... Are there weapons in the Iron Tower? Let me know in the comments if I'm missing anything. I thought there was only here. New Monarchy.
Here for New Monarchy, Guardian?
No. No, I'm definitely not here for New Monarchy. What rank am I with New Monarchy? Oh, I'm 28 with New Monarchy as well. Interesting, I'm higher than I expected to be, even though they creep me out. New Monarchy in particular. Because they have a lot of really good goals, but at the end they want to, like, install a dictator for life. It's like, okay. No. No. No, no, no. No. That's just creepy. It's like they probably put it in the fine print. We want to have a dictator for life. Type in the front, so you sign it, and then you're like, wait, what? No. Anyway, we got Assembly 2, another group that are big on the numbers in their guns. They just use Roman numerals. Because they want to look fancier, huh? Makes you look fancier than Dead Orbit. You still want a dictator, creepy dude. Alright, we got the Assembly 2 auto rifle. Massive rate of fire, low impact. Magazine of 56. Nice. Nicey nice. Lots of bullets. Reflex versus steady hand versus rifle scope. I'm going with this one because this thing needs at least a little bit more steady. Steady hand it is, but let me know. Would you go rifle scope? I'm tempted to go rifle scope because of the improved range, but steady hand. Let's see what we get else. Flared magwell versus lightweight. I'm going with the lightweight. I know flare reload faster, but I like the lightweight. Just like the lightweight. So Flared magwell versus lightweight. I'm going with lightweight. Let me know. Hammer forged. Improved range and accuracy versus third eye. I'm going with hammer forged. We need more range on this thing because this thing has like no impact at all. And finally, persistence. The longer it is fired. So I would go persistence, hammer forged, lightweight, and a steady hand. Let me know what you would do. Assembly 2. I'm not joining New Monarchy. You guys are creepy. Of all of them, you are the creepiest. Free will 3, because you want to eliminate free will. I know people like New Monarchy, but the fact that they want a dictator for life. Steady hand versus sure shot versus quick draw. God, I hate this particular category. I think I might go with sure shot, just because. I'm guessing. Let me know. All right. Then we got the explosive rounds versus the lightweight. You know me. By this point, you must know me enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm going with the explosive rounds. Not the lightweight, explosive rounds. Not lightweight, explosive rounds. Because explosive rounds. Duh. Let me know, though, if I'm doing something really stupid and be like, you idiot, you should go with lightweight. And be like, no, explosive rounds. Hammer forged versus triple tap. I'm going with hammer forged. I want that range. I get it, triple tap is pretty good. But look at that range increase. This thing's got like no range at all. Come on. Come on. And finally, hidden hand. Yeah, I'm going with hidden hand, hammer forged, explosive rounds, and probably sure shot. Free will 3. When are we getting the free will 4? You promised me a free will 4. Come on, man. Where's the free will 4? What is his name again? For some reason, I'm suddenly freezing on his name. What is his name?
Remember.
Executor Hideo. Sounds like, yeah, no. Next, we have the Impeacher 5. So you want to instill in lifetime, but you have a dictator, but you have a weapon called the Impeacher? You do know what impeach means, right? The Impeacher 5. How many people have you impeached? Have you impeached, like, is this the weapon you're going to use for your 5th impeachment? Just sidearm. Steady hand versus fast draw versus quick draw. Fast draw versus quick draw. Fast draw, quick draw. Fast draw, quick draw. Fast draw. Even though standard sight, lightweight design, good for recoil. Yeah, I'm going to go with the fast draw. Then we have flared magwell versus hip fire. I'm probably going to go with flared magwell since I don't fire from the hip very often in Destiny. Hip fire won't really make a difference, though I am trying to improve my hip fire, so I might go with the hip fire just because I want to improve hip fire. But in general, I would go with flared magwell. Then we have hand loaded versus army of one. I can't. I have to go with army of one. I just like the sound of it. I mean, I get it. At better range, which this weapon definitely needs. But army of one. I'm sorry. Bad cat. Bad. Not picking the good mods. Let me know. And finally, reactive reload. Reloading this weapon after a kill grants a damage bonus for a short time. So reactive reload. Army of one. Flared magwell. Fast draw. Impeacher 5. Impeacher number 5. You be impeaching people too, huh? Bad counsel 4? Dude, who names these weapons? I mean, I guess bad counsel. Shooting someone is bad counsel. Shotgun. Shotgun, bad counsel. Because shooting someone with a shotgun is bad counsel. Oh, you don't like him? That counselor? I counsel you to shoot him with a shotgun. Called the bad counsel. Smart drift control, accurized ballistics, and aggressive ballistics. This has a decent stability. But no, I'm not going. I'm going to go with smart drift control. Because it's a shotgun. But let me know. As I said, this category in particular I'm very bad with. Hand loaded versus hip fire. Hand loaded. It increases the range on this thing, which this thing has almost no range, so hand loaded. But hip fire seems decent. Let me know. Perfect balance versus surrounded. Perfect balance. Surrounded seems pretty cool, but perfect balance. Let me know. And finally, full auto. I don't know. I know it's cool when a shotgun can fire in full auto, but at the same time, it burns through ammo. That's the only problem. Bad counsel. Bad counsel. Then we have the deposition. Dude, every one of these weapons is for somebody who wants to put in a dictator for life. These weapons are horribly named. I mean, unless you plan on changing them after you put your dictator for life in and your goal is to depose and put in the dictator. But seriously, just all of these weapons. Sniper rifle. Not one of my kind of sniper rifle. Low impact, high rate of fire. Hawkeye versus shotgun. Short gaze, duh. Versus eagle eye. I'm gonna go with eagle. The thing is, this really isn't a good... Probably shotgun. Short gaze. Not sure. Armor-piercing rounds versus snapshot. I'm going with the armor-piercing rounds. But let me know. Snapshot. I mean, does it really make that much of a difference? And we have hammer forged. Improves range and accuracy versus mulligan. I'm going to go with mulligan. As much as I like the range and accuracy, mulligan, this is a sniper rifle. If you can get a shot back, it would be good to have it. And finally, take a knee. So take a knee, mulligan, and armor-piercing rounds. But I'm not too keen on this one. Dude, I'm not joining New Monarchy. There's no way you're getting me to join New Monarchy. For one thing, your weapons are just Next, you have First Citizen 9. Wait, so it's the 9th First Citizen? Whoa, I don't want to be your First Citizen. Because you clearly eat through First Citizens. First Citizen number 9. CQB Ballistics versus Smart Drift Control versus Field Choke. I'm going to go with Smart Drift Control. Just saying. More controllable recoil on a machine gun. Seems like a smart thing. Then we got Extended Mag versus Quick Draw. I'm going with the Extended Mag. I mean, depending on the increase in ammo, I'm going to go with the larger magazine. It's a machine gun. You want a lot of magazine. Let me know. Then we have Small Bore. Increased range and stability versus Life Leech. 3 rapid kills with this weapon heals a small amount and starts health regeneration. I'm going to go with Small Bore. Yeah, the increase in range is worth it. And finally, Hidden Hand. Yeah, Hidden Hand, Small Bore, and Quick Draw. So this will increase the magazine, so this will balance the Small Bore, which decreases the magazine, so this will balance them out and keep the magazine the same. Then you have Hidden Hand. First Citizen 9, because they got rid of all the other First Citizens. I think that's all of them here, and I don't think there's any more. I know the speaker doesn't carry weapons. Trying to think, is there anybody else who carries weapons? I think that's everyone. So, that's been a very, very long video. This is going to take a while to upload. Thank you for watching. Let me know. Like I said, this is my first attempt at doing this. Am I going too long? Recommendations. As I said, God roll weapons is not one of my skills. I just pick up the gun and shoot. But I'm trying to learn more about it because, for one thing, it's a way for me to empty out my vault, especially in Destiny 2, which is starting to fill up. My vault in Destiny 1 is also pretty full, but it's full of a lot of exotics. I should just dismantle a couple of them because I can reclaim them. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, help me know how I can make this better because I'm still testing this around.